You're listening to In the Studio with Bob Reid and Blair Packham on News Talk 1010.
Up first this week, somebody, I was going to say new to our audience probably, but for younger viewers of a certain TV show, they're going to know her straight away.
Oh, Mr. Perfect, you gave everything to me. It felt like destiny, and you'd call me right on time. You'd hold my hand, drive around in your car. He likes to play guitar with the radio. Has a tattoo, and my parents love him too. Never put up a fight, you'd say it's alright. But Mr. Perfect, you can call me crazy, cause I feel like something's missing. Hey, Mr. Perfect, I miss the silly games.
There's music from Jessica Tyler and a song called Mr. Perfect. Written, Blair, about no one sitting in this room right now.
I thought you were going to say me.
Not of the male
anyway.
gender.
That's right.
Anyways, well, Jessica Tyler, no slouch herself. She's a cast member of a hit TV series. She's a songwriter, a recording artist, concert performer, humanitarian, and pretty sure that she's just getting warmed up. How do you find all the time in the day to do that, Jessica?
Oh, it all comes together so nicely. I really do enjoy everything that I'm doing in my life right now. So I don't know. I don't even need to find time. Sometimes it just happens. You know, if I'm on set super long one day, I'll still at the end of the day pick up my guitar. And even if I'm just noodling around or something, you know, it all comes together.
The energy of youth. It's an amazing thing. Being on set for Degrassi is the series that you're a regular cast member on. How long have you been with that now?
I'm going into my 5th season.
Holy cow.
That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
Especially at your age.
Yeah, it's been an amazing ride. My character, Jenna, she's been through a lot, and it's nice to be able to play a role that is so relatable to everyone out there, yeah.
And how did you get started in all the different things you do? Like, were you acting first? Did TV come first and then your musical career? Or did it all sort of...
Well, I've always grown up loving music. My dad, he's in tune for the show, and he was always playing songs for me, and we had a great bond over that. So I grew up singing music, and when I was about 11, I started writing songs. It was in that time in elementary school when all the cattiness started and the crushes. So it was kind of a nice escape for me to start writing some music. And following that, I don't know, I was just kind of one of those kids that like directed plays in the basement and made my friends play all these characters. They were like, okay. So I kind of had a bit of an idea about acting and stuff. So when I was 12, I ventured into it that way and signed with my acting agency, and I've been with them ever since.
And musically, when did you start performing, recording? Recording's fairly new, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, well, recording, we have a home studio at my house, so I would lay down demos with my dad and stuff, and that was always fun. And I started recording this album probably like a year ago. We completely started it, and that was like totally new. It was a new studio, you know, a new producer. It was awesome to be in such an amazing situation. I don't know though, like writing, performing, probably like around the same time, 12 and stuff. I'd get up with my dad and play guitar and sing some Johnny Cash songs.
Yeah, Blair, it sounds frighteningly young, doesn't it? You know, ages like that. But when you think back on so many of the greats, they started off at that age.
Yeah,
I mean,
generally, I think so. I mean, I of course I bring it all back to me, and I think about how I mean, your dad, of course, is able to get you up on stage and so forth and encourage you. My dad was an accountant, so it didn't really work out that way. You know, we didn't crunch numbers together.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was certainly nice to have someone to help me out with it all.
Degrassi uses a lot of outside songs. Do you have an inside track on getting any of your songs played, do you think?
Yeah, all of the songs my character has sang have been mine.
That's amazing.
Beautiful.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm so fortunate to be able to do that.
Jessica Tyler's in studio with us, and we've been talking about her work on Degrassi. I want to talk about the concert tour that you just finished. Well, when did you hit the road? Just
January 7th.
Yeah, opening for Nelly Furtado.
It was such a great experience. I was completely shocked when I heard this was going to be happening. It was some of the best news I got all year. It was kind of a dream come true for me. You know, it's amazing to be able to go on the tour bus for the whole trip and on the airplane and in these big places that we were playing in, to be hanging out with Nelly Furtado. I was really just in awe the whole time.
What kind of venues did you do? How big were they?
They kind of varied. Some were really, really beautiful theaters. We played the Sony Center here in Toronto, which was really nice. Yeah. They varied. It was nice. And Nelly has such a broad audience, too. So I definitely got my music out to a whole bunch of new listeners.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity, really. Yeah.
Huge opportunity.
That's great.
So,
And were you performing just purely solo, just you and your guitar?
Purely solo,
Wow.
just me and a guitar.
Very
it was
nice.
really, I did like usually 5 songs, and it was interesting to be up there all by myself. It was, I think my first time ever performing my own songs up on the stage. So I kind of had to reteach myself how to learn all these songs that I wrote because some I wrote like 4 or 5 years ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
People don't realize that, but you can forget your own songs.
Yeah, because I always
easily.
like the melody and
Yeah.
it's all there. But then when I pick up the guitar, I'm like, oh yeah, like
How
I
did
go to
this
the
one
D
go?
here.
Yeah.
It's like it just took a little bit of practice. So once I got the news in November, I really went into boot camp. And within myself, just like, okay, let's do this, let's get it all ready, and it was nice to be so prepared, to feel prepared.
To feel, when you walked
I
out
was
there,
like,
you were
okay,
in
I'm ready,
control.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's one thing to get ready for it; it's another to do it. What was that first show like?
That's true.
And then how did that compare
Yeah.
to later on? Did you
Because
get
I
into the
quickly
zone there?
realized no matter how many times I practiced in my room or in my basement, everything changes once you get on the stage. It's a completely different thing. So really, I just learned that you just kind of have to give it your all and hope for the best. That's what I found so different about it with acting. Acting, you get chances to retry a scene again and try new angles and stuff, but no matter what on stage, you just kind of have to go out there when they call your name and hope for the best. And that's, why when you have a great performance, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a magical thing because it's it's in the moment and then it's gone.
So in the moment.
Yeah.
I really tried to stay in the moment because it was such a quick set. It was 5 songs, and all of a sudden I would just be done. And I'm like, I'm just getting in the groove here. So
We'll try and stay in the groove here. We got a break just quickly. Stay in the moment for a moment, and we'll be back. Jessica Tyler in the studio with us on In-Depth Radio, News Talk 1010.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect.
This is In the Studio with Bob Reid and Blair Packham.
Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect. Hey, Mr. Perfect, I miss the silly games, tapping on the phone, you're driving me insane. Oh, Mr. Perfect.
A little bit more there from Jessica Tyler, who is still in studio with us and sharing stories from the road with us about opening for Nelly Furtado. Now, you're working with her, what is it, her production
her husband.
folks? Her husband.
Yes.
There
Oh,
we go.
very nice.
Yes.
That sounds a bit suspicious.
No.
Tell us about that.
It's Demo. He's the producer, Demo, and the Demolition Crew. So cool. Such a cool guy. He's from Miami. It's an awesome feel in the studio, and he really just kind of made the album come to life. I brought him all these songs, and he put all the 2013 sounds on it, and it's still at the same time though. There's that singer-songwriting feel to it. It still feels close to me, which is nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he
So-
really respects the songwriting process.
He put some beats and brought magic to it.
Yeah, brought some magic
That's
to it.
lovely.
And did he work with you all through the recording process or come aboard when you had some stuff down already?
He did the whole album. So when we first met, I had played some songs for him in just a meeting room, and he said, oh, yeah, this is cool. So I had like the 8 or 10 songs, whatever they will be, already done because I've been writing
for years.
for my
Yeah.
whole life now. So I kind of had these done, and yeah, we just really took them and kept them basically the same, which was nice.
So done in demo form or
Yeah, a demo, and then we brought
And
them
then you
to
built-
demo.
These days, there aren't really demos, though. Like, everything's a master in a way.
Yeah, the album, it's all totally mastered and complete. But before, there were demos just to kind of get an idea of how we wanted them to sound.
Sure,
then
and how you
to
work
send them
together.
over.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
Well, no, it's true. We had Serena Ryder in here just before Christmas, and she was talking about Stompa, the single that's
that
just
song.
gone huge for her. That was supposed to be the demo. They started
Crazy.
they just started
They were
putting
just
that
fooling
together,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that became the master. They didn't
love that
change. They were
song.
just like, yeah, this is cool. And he said, okay, it's done. She's like, what? And he's like, no, let's go.
Let's leave it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You mentioned your dad a couple times, and he's being very good and remaining quiet in the corner. Rob Tyler, who's been a guest on this show before, he's performing all the time, Jessica, as you mentioned, with Two for the Show. And then your uncle, Marty Moran, has been in Gatto and so many other great Canadian bands, and I know is busy with classic albums live.
Yeah.
You must get lots of musical advice around the family table, I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, that was growing up. I had so much music in my life, just hearing my dad play the drums in the basement, and every Christmas, we'd go to my Uncle Marty's house and he'd have all these bongos and all this cool stuff going on. So certainly there's definitely a musical vibe within my family.
But does the advice ever get overwhelming?
Oh, no.
I mean, your dad's here, but he's not listening. He's not paying any attention.
No, not at all. No, it's great. It's great to just a lot of advice. Actually, I asked them both going into the tour just for live stuff, because that's something that's totally new for me. So my dad and Marty both had said, yeah, you practice all you want, but the second you get out there, it's a totally different world, and you just kind of have to go with it.
Really true. And also, one live gig is worth 10 rehearsals.
Oh, absolutely.
You do the one live gig, and next thing you know, the next gig is that much better, because you've worked out stuff that you could never have imagined in the rehearsals.
Yes, I was super happy that the tour schedule, the Toronto show, was like 2 weeks in, and that's where all my family and everyone was coming out to see. So I was like, oh, by that time I will be completely pro. I would have gotten all the mistakes out of the way, and it's true. I found like I grew so much throughout the tour.
That's great. One other thing that keeps Jessica Tyler busy is your humanitarian work. I know you're a big supporter of Free the Children, Meet a We. Craig and Mark Kielberger's amazing organization. How did you get to know those guys?
Degrassi has a partnership with Free the Children. They've been doing that for about 6 or 7 years now. So when I signed on to Degrassi, I had learned about Free the Children that way. And the first year I was on the show, or maybe it was the second year, but we went to India. And when we were there, we were building a school, and we got to meet all these kids that lived in a village near the school, and we got to see their way of life and everything that goes on over there. And you see the harsh reality, but you also see the beautiful reality of it all. And it's kind of a whirlwind when you get over there. But that was my first trip, and it was a lot to take in, a super big culture shock, but I really did find a love for it, a love for giving back, but in a way they're also kind of giving back to us, because they give back to us, the real reason of life, why we're all here, just
gives
smiling,
you perspective.
And what's important in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of help each other out on these trips. It's amazing. So since then, I've traveled to Haiti, and last year we went to Africa.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great. Mr. Perfect, the single is available now. Does the album have a name yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Top secret.
Still working on that. And release date, ballpark, what are you looking at?
We're looking at later this year. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that.
Definitely.
Jessica Tyler is her name. Website, where's the best place for people to find you?
JessicaTyler.com.
Very simple. All right.
There it is.
Pleasure to meet you finally.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
So excited I could be here.
We will take a break. Tom Wilson still to come before the hour's out. You're listening to In the Studio on In-Depth Radio, News Talk 1010.
In the Studio with Bob Reid and Blair Packham continues on News Talk 1010.